Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for iPad today is provided by Cachefly at CACHEFLY.com.
Coming up, are you going on vacation? Well, you better bring your iPad because you're going to need it.
Plus, want another latte? Just open a tab. How to get around that pesky print subscription model. And get ready because we've got World of Warcraft on your iPad.
All that and e-mix on iPad today. Seriously.
Really?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
No.
iPad Today is brought to you by Go to My PC. Attention iPad owners, access your applications and files on your home or office computer from your iPad with Go to My PC by Citrix. For your free 30-day trial, visit gotomypc.com. Promo code iPad today. And by Slingbox, which can turn your iPad into a television. With the new iPad app from Slingbox, you can watch your home TV on your iPad anywhere you go. Check it out at slingbox.com. And by Netflix. Watch thousands of TV episodes and movies streamed to your PC, Mac, or TV instantly. Plus, get DVDs by mail in about one business day. For your free 30-day trial, go to netflix.com/twit. Hello, everybody. It's time for iPad Today. Sarah Lane, Leo Laporte, dancing in our purple shirts.
We are purple today.
We're the purple people.
You're sporting the Old Tech TV,
Old Tech TV
shirt,
logo.
and I have a shirt that
you got from, well, your boyfriend got from Iceland.
Yes, he bought me a shirt that says, I do not speak Icelandic, which I think is appropriate and appreciated.
More useful in Reykjavik than here, but,
true.
you know. So he went to Iceland for a bachelor party.
Went to Iceland for a bachelor party, and then a volcano erupted, and then they got stuck.
This sounds like Hangover 3.
Yeah, it sounds very suspicious.
Yeah.
And then, because they had to, when they were flying out of Iceland on their way back, because of the volcano, they had to take the long way out of Iceland.
Where does
and
that take you?
The fuel, they took them to like Nova Scotia or something where they had to refuel in Canada because they couldn't get all the way to JFK.
Wow.
Just
He
what
saw
fun.
the world. But you know, it really sets us up for our topic of the week.
It does, yeah. So summer vacation is coming. It's
time.
here for some people. I guess depending on what school you go to or what your job is or when you took vacation off. But people are planning their summer vacations. In fact, I have a friend who's probably landed in Maui by now.
Oh, I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
I was just there, so.
This is kind of not high season, though, to go Hawaii because it's kind of warm.
Yeah.
Usually people go later in the year, like December.
It's pretty much nice to go to Hawaii anytime.
I think anytime.
But you know, a lot of people have more time. If you're a teacher, for example, in the summer rather than anywhere else.
Kids
so,
are out of school, so it's
and people want to go somewhere.
First thing I do when I want to go somewhere is I go to Kayak, but apparently I'm mistaken.
Now, Kayak is kayak.com. They also have an iPad app and an iPhone app. Works very well, but I sometimes take issue with their layout because they've got multiple windows opening, and it can just be kind of a not that beautiful experience. And that's why an app called Hipmunk is the best app ever. Let me just launch it. Now, this is an iPhone app. So here, let me go back to the beginning.
So once again, we're in that kind of sideways mode.
We're in that sideways mode. Here, let me do this.
Hipmunk is chipmunk without a C.
Yeah. I don't really know. That's probably just the domain that they could get. Well, and also they have a cute little Hipmunk logo. So let's say that I've decided, okay, I want to go from San Francisco International. This was actually a recent search, so it remembers my last search.
Cancun.
To Cancun. I was thinking of doing that over Memorial Day, and then I decided, I don't really want to fly, so I didn't go. But let's say that I wanted to leave on the 7th. Yeah, okay. Leave on the 7th and return. Return. When do I return? Oh. On the 24th.
There you go.
So that's a nice long vacation,
nice
right?
Vacation.
I'm going to fly coach because I'm not a high roller and there's just one of me because I want to be alone in Cancun.
I wish to be alone.
And now
in
Hipmunk will go ahead and find my flights. And what's cool about it is that it will display the results by price, by
And it's searching multiple web pages, right? It's searching Orbitz, it's searching Expedia, Travelocity, it's going to the individual airlines. Are there any airlines it doesn't do?
I don't think it does Southwest because nobody does.
Nobody does, right.
You got to go through Southwest by itself. So what's nice is that now I see all these results.
Look at that.
And what
this is
I've
really
done
nice
is I've
layout.
filtered it by agony. Because we all know that a flight can be an agonizing experience. So agony is sort of a hybrid of how much it costs, maybe how many stops you have to make,
Oh, that's
how long your
interesting.
layover is, what time of night you leave.
So they'll give you the lowest cost, fastest flight.
Yeah.
That's in a good time.
So for $777,
This is a high agony flight, though.
yeah, it's a high
Middle of the night.
Well, no, this is actually the lowest agony.
Really?
Actually, I
It
guess
leaves
the
at 2
920
a.m.?
is. No, it leaves at 11
it's at,
p.m.
okay,
It's a
12 hours.
flight, and then you've got to stop over in, looks like Baltimore or something
But
like
it's
that.
cheap, so that's why it got ranked up
Yeah,
so
and then
highly.
if you're kind of like, well, this flight looks, maybe the price is right, you can then go and look at more
You
information
can also
about
search
it.
by price and length and the traditional.
Yeah, you don't have to search by agony. I just like the whole,
Right.
in total, if you want the least agonizing experience, here's what it's going to cost
nice-
you.
I
Of
like
course,
that.
if you only have $500 and you want to filter by cost, you can
Right.
see that, well, you're not going to get a flight to Cancun on the 7th.
Sorry.
But you can get it for, almost $800
$777.
or whatever. And,
Yep.
when you want to depart and if you don't want to stop over. But Hipmunk is, and this works really well on the iPhone too. I mean, obviously I have this blown up, but it really is an iPhone app.
And it's
It
free.
just
I'm
works fine on
installing
the
this right
iPad.
now. This is great.
It's free. It's laid out very cleanly and simply, which when I'm searching for a flight is really all I want. When you're ready to buy, because I've actually used Hipmunk to go through the entire process, it will eventually kick you back to that airline's website.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, so what it'll do is you kind of go like, yes, I'm all good. I've decided to
And it
go
kicks
ahead
you
with
back
this.
with the proper settings so that
Yeah.
you're already in that site saying, I want to buy that flight.
Exactly. And then all you would really need to do is, if you were a frequent flyer, you would have to, add in a little bit of information from United or whatever.
Your details.
Yeah, your details. But it's great. Works really well. And I feel very overwhelmed when I'm searching for flights as of late because we just have so many options. And Hipmunk is a nice, easy, kind of simple, but gives you all the details you need way to do that.
Before I go somewhere, I like to speak the language.
Yeah, me too.
So
Funny. We
have
have that
a
in
solution
common.
for that, too.
We share the same dream. Yeah, actually.
yeah, it's usually a dream because I never really get it all done. In fact, I'm listening to the language tapes on the airplane going there usually.
This is actually something that Tom had suggested, or maybe it was you.
No, Tom, but I knew about it as well, the Coffee Break podcast.
Yeah, the Coffee Break podcast that this particular one that I downloaded is Coffee Break French. They have a Spanish version as well. And these are a variety of lessons. I mean, we talk a lot about apps on the show, but especially when you were maybe going to another country or a place where you at least want to learn the language, or maybe you just need a brush up. Like my Spanish, I have a lot of experience in Spanish classes, but I'm really rusty. So maybe a podcast will just kind of help me remind how to conjugate my verbs and this and that.
Great idea.
So podcasts are a great way to spend some time, especially if you're stuck in the car, and you're an audiobook person, to learn a language. This is Coffee Break French, and they have...
Oh, is that what we were listening to before?
That was what we were listening to,
la
yeah.
semaine
Je
dernière
vous ai dit.
que je suis à la recherche d'une école de cuisine.
Now, keep in mind that this
J'en
is
ai
lesson
trouvé
321. It doesn't
Après
just
du marché
start
aux
speaking
fleurs.
French to you and expect that you'll get it,
Il y a un
because I
cours
won't.
Pour les débutants, ce
But you get the
week-end.
idea. It's like,
Donc,
and then I'm also
je
starting
me
in the
suis
middle of the...
inscrit.
Here, let me go back to the beginning.
If won the first in our second half.
You know what I think
of
is actually kind of great is the guy
We're
who's our
going to be
narrator
continuing to follow the
sounds
stories of
Scottish.
Alf.
So it's
Yes,
a
he
Scottish
is Scottish.
guy
It's a
and
Scottish.
French, and
It's from a
just-
Scottish
We're
school.
with Alf,
Cool.
and he's
Yeah.
going to be updating us on how he's getting on.
Anyway,
renovating
Spanish
his
and
house
French are
in
the
south of
two
France.
that seem
And
to
we'll
be
also hearing how
have the
he is
most
improving his French by
episodes.
getting
I'm not actually sure that they
I
do.
used this to brush up my French before
Do
I
you?
went to France a couple of years ago. I love them.
They're
love them.
They're cool because it's part. And by the way, this is these are all free podcasts, but they also have a paid for version where there's a little bit more lesson
Right.
involvement. So when you go to iTunes, you can sort of look at your options, or you can go to Coffee Break's website and just kind of see what it is that they're offering and what you want. But I love this as just a way, especially when you're just idly trying to pass some time. I did some way back in the day. I did some CDs, Italian CDs, because I
Right.
used to commute back and forth from San Jose to San Francisco when I first started Tech TV. And I mean, I don't remember much of it because I didn't stick with it, but it was very helpful. It was kind of fun. It was fun because when you're in the car by yourself, you can practice, and who cares if your pronunciation is bad because you're just sitting there by yourself. Or if you commute,
Yeah,
you
you don't.
can-
It's not
you
as
can
embarrassing
Just look
if you're
sort of
just-
silly in front of
You're
everybody
just
else.
in the car, right?
Yeah, right. Also, another, we were talking about Berlin yesterday, and you were mentioning how Berlin is so wonderful, and I haven't
Yes,
been, and I'm
yes.
jealous, and I'd love to go. I have a friend who's also in Berlin right now, and she keeps sending Instagrams, and I'm like, this looks so fun.
It's a really interesting city.
And I would assume that it probably gets pretty cold in the winter,
Yes.
so June would be a really nice time to go to Berlin. Maybe a little humid.
Freezing in the winter.
Yeah,
This would be a good time to go, I think.
Pocket Guide Berlin.
Now, the point is that this is one of many cities.
So
they have.
many.
Yeah.
So many. Yeah, I mean, Berlin is, I don't know how many of you are planning to go to Berlin this summer. Maybe a lot, but I assume maybe not that many.
I would have liked to have had this when I went with Henry, but this was before the iPhone came out.
This is one of the free versions of there are many. By the way, I found this because iTunes, if you search for city guides in the App Store, they have a collection of many apps that fall under the city guides category in a variety of different cities and countries. Berlin is just one that stuck out to me because it's like, oh, I've never been there. That sounds really fun.
Right.
Now, I'm not planning a trip to Berlin anytime soon, but if I were...
This is really pretty. Now, this is an iPhone app.
It's an iPhone app again, so...
Which makes sense, because, I think the small form factor is good as you travel around a city.
That's the nice thing about, Hipmunk and travel apps is like, realistically, are you always going to have your iPad in your back pocket? No, especially when you're traveling. I mean, maybe if you just... you really like your bag a lot. But, I mean, a lot of times you're going to want an app that would work with both. And this one does. It's really cool. If you wanted to take a tour, for example, Berlin's beginnings, not only is there a lot of information here, but you can go ahead and start an audio tour so you can sort of like walk along with them. And they'll explain Berlin's beginnings. So let's say I just go ahead and start this.
Founded less than 800 years ago.
It'll tell me a little information about where I am.
Traces of the past can be found.
An American.
This tour begins in Berlin's historic districts and in its neighboring town, Köln. Though not much of... We begin our tour at the Janowitz.
So you get the idea. So I'm on the edge of a river. I'm going to cross the river, and it's kind of just letting me walk along.
A large glass Chinese embassy on the right.
Walk across the bridge.
Okay, I will.
Walk across the bridge.
And this is just one of many
You
tours
must walk across the bridge.
that are included
right now
in Berlin Light, the Pocket Guide. So again, this is a free version of a city guide to a city I've never been to before. Even if I don't ever get to Berlin, I still find use out of this because I love looking at maps.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, you just. I mean, this is nice stuff. I can see what's nearby. It'll geolocate me if I choose to turn that on and tell me, oh, Rosenstrasse.
Oh, that's neat. So you can say, here's where I am. What's nearby?
Yeah, it's streets famous for being the location where nonviolent protests of wives and relatives seeking the release of Jewish men, and so on and so forth. So it's cool just to play around a little bit and get a little bit of information of what historical sites would be part of Berlin. But yeah, I really liked this one. It's definitely worth checking out all the varieties of pocket guides and pocket guide type stuff for different cities that you actually have access to. And many of them aren't free, but a good number of them are, like this one. It's like, I mean, I would have paid a couple bucks for this. Where's the nearest police station? Let me know. I'm going to need that information. So you get the idea. Berlin Pocket Guide. That's at mypocketguide.eu, and it's free.
When I was in Paris in December for Le Web, I downloaded, the Dorling Kinsersley, DK. They make these beautiful coffee table books, beautifully illustrated.
Yes.
And they do some DK guides. And they have, at least for Paris, and I think for some other cities, they have DK guides to those cities. They're big downloads. You want to download them before you travel. There's hundreds of megabytes. But they're like the DK print guides. They're very pretty, lots of information. I was very happy with that. That helped me a lot. Although, one of the things you want, for instance, in Paris, is a guide to the metro, the subway system in Paris. And for that, you almost want to get a separate app that actually will say, here's where you are, here's where you want to go.
And there are a lot of
those,
too. I mean, for many places with a really good metro or subway or underground or whatever, they call it locally, there are a lot of those apps. And most subways, I know in Paris, you can go downstairs and pretty much get a little flyer, or you can figure it out, and they've got stuff posted on the wall. But it's so nice to have it in your back pocket or in your bag if you're holding your iPad, of course, or if you just have freakishly big pockets that you put your iPad in. I'm not going to judge you. That's what you are.
This is an example for $3 Paris Metro HD. It is both an iPhone and an iPad app. iPad's great for something like this because you have a lot of space to look at it, and you can say where you want to go. And it's just, for people who travel and are confident. I'm pretty confident in Paris. I've been there so many times.
Yeah.
But when you're in a new city with a different language, sometimes it's nice to say before you leave the hotel, oh, I know exactly how we're going to get there.
Absolutely. When I went to Tokyo last year.
Oh, I would need that in Japan.
Well, especially because it's not even like you can't sound out characters. That
Right.
You don't
You
know
can't
how to
look at
read.
signs. Yeah.
And people are really nice and helpful there, but it was there was a steep learning curve. That's for sure. So this sort of stuff would be indispensable when you get lost.
There's another place I get lost a lot.
Where's that?
That's in the beautiful land of Disney.
When's the last time you went to Disneyland?
It's been a couple of years since the kids, now that they're
Yeah.
but I love Disneyland.
You know what? I too.
Who doesn't?
I don't know.
And there are a lot of Disney apps. This is one that's called the Disneyland Magic Guide, which is great because it also will use GPS. So it'll say, here's where you are. Obviously, I wish I were, but I'm not in Disneyland. I wish I were. But it will say where you are. It has wait times that are automatically updated.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
So you can know, quick, let's go to Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin because there's not a big long wait time for that.
I mean, is someone like taking is there some camera
Disney
that's looking at
offers
the
this.
line?
Disney offers this, and there's a couple of apps. This ties in with a wait time app, believe it or not. You can also see California Adventure. You could press the Near Me button, and you could see what the nearest rides are to you and what the wait times are for that. You could find restaurants. I'm not sure I would trust the reviews here, but you could see the Tiki Juice Bar. At least you'll know what they have.
Yeah.
Right? And it'll give you directions there. So if I don't know. How would you feel wandering Disneyland with an iPad out?
Well, I'd feel okay about it because I take my iPad everywhere, but I've gotten over the weirdness of that because that's just me.
Now, I like to dine at New Orleans Square.
But
myself.
imagine, I mean, a lot of adults go to Disneyland fine, but the majority, I think, are mostly families.
Right.
You probably have a bag anyway. And
if you have kids with you, it's kind of nice to know, okay, they're going to have this at that restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
The wait time on the park. Now, I would love to see an app. Maybe there are some that would let me do things like make reservations and so forth. You can, I guess you can put it on a calendar for yourself, but this doesn't make a reservation for you.
You can just sort of schedule. This is what we're going to do on Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. So
I love the wait times.
I'd love to see an official Disney app like this that ties into the Disney, the stuff. That so that you could actually make a reservation, or you could say, I want to, go to the Tiki Bar at this time, and so forth.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
I don't know if they do. I mean, I guess they take reservations.
They're getting much more sophisticated at Disneyland. Much more.
I know at Pirates of the Caribbean restaurant, you have to wait. So reservation would be helpful. Now, is this just for Disneyland, or does it apply to Disney World?
There is one for Disney World. This is for Disneyland and California Adventure.
So they're different apps.
It's just it's a different app. So
got it.
They have similar things. By the way, this roller coaster. That's the scariest ass roller coaster ever. You go like
Space Mountain?
No, the one in Disney's California Adventures.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Yeah, it's pretty new. And let me put it this way. When I brought Henry, his hair at the end was sticking straight up. I'm not kidding. He came out of it sticking straight up.
That's fun.
That's the Disneyland Magic Guide.
That's a really good one. I bet a lot of folks are going to Disneyland this summer because children love it.
Yep.
It's the happiest place on earth.
Yep.
For $3, you can get a good lay of the land and get a sense of what rides to avoid if the line's like 3 hours long.
Yeah, if you're going with kids, you really don't want to mess around with this stuff. So
no,
this $2.99 for
you're
that.
in luck if you have a good time at all.
Yeah,
if you're going with
kids
a
are a
bunch
little
of kids
impatient.
at Disneyland.
Yes.
If you want the links to all the apps that we just mentioned, and again, these are just a few of the examples of so many apps that can help make your vacation more awesome, more organized, et cetera, et cetera. But for these links, just visit us at iPad Today at twit.tv/IPT. That's our home base. So not only can you get information on all of the stuff that we talked about on the shows, but you can watch past. All our show archives are there too. We also have handy dandy subscribe links. So you can subscribe to our shows however you want to watch them. We don't care. As long as you enjoy them, that's great. And if you can watch us live, that's sort of the most fun because we're doing this right now, right here.
Every Thursday at about 1:30 p.m. Pacific, 4:30 Eastern at live.twit.tv. That's 20:30 UTC. If you're at Euro Disney.
You're so good at that.
Just add
you're at
7.
Euro Disney.
It's
How far is
easy.
Euro Disney outside of Paris?
It's not very far. You can take a bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not very far. It's half an hour.
I think there might even be a metro line.
There
there
probably is now, yeah. That was,
maybe
remember
next year.
Euro Disney was failing for a long time, and now it's actually a very popular attraction.
Is it?
Yeah.
I remember it being a real flop at the beginning.
Yeah, initially it was
Well, they've
not so
turned it
good.
right around. Happy place.
You know where I'd like to travel right now?
Where?
Or when I travel, I'd like to bring it with me, my PC. Go to my PC.
Well, you can't take your PC with you wherever you
Lets
go.
you take your PC with you wherever you go, or your Mac, and even with your iPad. See, she's looking on her iPad at her PC. That is so cool. Access your office computer from anywhere you go, even Disneyland with your iPad. It sets up in minutes on your office computer. No IT help is necessary. You won't have to port forward or anything like that. And you'll be able to access your office computer, run any program, access any network resource, even send and receive email from any computer that can get online, including your iPad with their free iPad app. It is so fantastic. Here's what you do. Visit gotomypc.com, click the Try It Free button, and your name, your address, and then the promo code iPad Today.
But it's 2 words.
Is it 2 words on this one, too?
Yeah.
They're all 2 words, huh? Okay.
Well, it is this week and last week.
iPad Space Today. And that way you'll get 30 days free. And the only reason you put that in there is, frankly, so they know that you heard it on the show. And we'd appreciate it if you do that. But you'll get 30 days free anyway. Go to mypc.com, click the Try It Free button, iPad Today, and then please do me a favor. Try it on your iPad. It's kind of awesome. It's a double slice of awesomeness to be able to access your...
Right, you take your kids to Disneyland, and then you can...
They're riding the Peter Pan
manage
ride.
Your files on your PC at home.
You wanted to skip that because, it's Peter Pan.
Or you're waiting in line for 3 hours.
Yeah.
You can get a little work done.
You can actually clear your email out. And it's kind of wacky.
Inbox 0.
It really is kind of amazing to see the full keyboard and everything. You can actually... you can mouse around. It's kind of wacky. But you totally can use it. By the way, safe surfing, too, So Mac or PC and now an iPad. Go to mypc.com. Use the offer code iPad Today.
It really gives new meaning to being able to do everything on your iPad. People say, consumption device, but it's so limiting. It's like, well, if you can access your PC...
Right.
There are different ways to do what you want to do, but you've got it all in front of you.
Can't you do?
Which is awesome.
So here's what's been going on in iPad land.
This is a weird story, Leo. I actually thought it was a joke. Well, not a joke, but I thought it was a hoax.
A hoax. It sounds like a hoax.
It was not funny. Apparently, a 17-year-old boy in China sold his kidney.
Oh.
One of them.
Well, you do have 2.
Yes. And, he didn't die, but he's not in very good health. And you know why?
Why?
He wanted money to buy an iPad, too. Oh. In China...
That makes me very sad.
I know. As you may have heard, when the iPad 2 launched, which was not that long ago in Beijing, there were riots. People got hurt. There's been, obviously, worldwide shortages, and people are, they want this. And, all of the Foxconn stuff is sort of... sad and disturbing because bad things are happening because they're trying to make so many of these units for worldwide demand. But this kid, and again, he's 17, so he
got almost $4,000 for it, or $3,300 for it.
Right.
I don't know. We hear a lot of these stories coming out of Chinese newspapers. I don't know if they have the same standard for veracity.
Right.
So. I don't know. I don't want to believe it, to be honest. I really don't.
I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of like it's like Minority Report.
To be honest,
you
it's
sort of
it's
go in the back
it.
alley.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Don't do it.
Get a kid. Well, it's definitely not worth it.
It's not worth it. I can tell you right now. I have an iPad too. If he'd asked me, I would have said. I shouldn't say this, but if he had sent me an email, legitimate email, saying I'm about to get my kidney taken out for an iPad 2, I would have just said, here, take this, please.
Why are you saying I don't want to say this?
Because now I'm going to get people pretending they're going to take their kidney out.
Oh, right.
And
well, you can't say that now, okay? Because
it's too late now.
It's too late. But if you had, before today, said,
should
I remove my kidney in order to get an iPad 2, we
would say no.
No, don't do that.
I would say don't remove your kidney for any reason
your
whatsoever.
Kidneys.
You need your kidney.
There's going to be an iPad 3, and then how stupid are you going to feel?
That's a good point. I mean, really, for something that is so ephemeral as a consumer electronics gadget, that's just not worth it.
I think it help keep things in perspective, people. No piece of equipment is worth
I don't think so.
A very vital organ.
Right.
And he's not even doing that well either. I hope he's going to be okay. And I'm sorry to his parents. I'm sure they feel terrible.
Indeed.
All right, next, a little feedback. This is an Ask Leo. This comes from Chuck Yengel. He's an aircraft maintenance manager, and he's stationed in Kabul, Afghanistan. Why did they not include the arrow keys on the virtual keyboard, Leo? When I try to tap on the screen to edit text, it takes me multiple tries just to get to the right spot. It drives me crazy. It would be so much easier with arrow keys. Is there an app for an enhanced keyboard or some shortcut I'm missing?
No. See, one of the things about the iPad is that Apple does not allow you, unlike Android, to replace the keyboard. This is it. But I have to point out that Apple, in my opinion, has one of the best ways of selecting a point. Maybe he just isn't aware of this, but if you want to edit text, you tap where you want it to be. Now, see, this is what he's saying is, oh, I can't quite get it where I want it. But tap and hold. See that magnifying glass? That lets you very precisely place the cursor. And in my opinion, and I'm sure this is why Apple did it this way, this is superior to trying to do it with arrow keys, because look how quickly we can move around and scroll up and down and so forth.
However, you are looking at sort of a... I mean, you've got a little bit more real estate on that page.
This is the Notepad.
Have you ever noticed sometimes when you're trying to find your place inside a URL in Safari, that sometimes that magnifier doesn't work as well, and it has frustrated me too.
In a browser, it is a little tricky. So here I am in this, and you're right. If I'm trying to do it up here,
sometimes you got to tap.
You have to click it to get it selecting, and then now you see the magnifying glass is right off the edge, but you can really let me slide this down so you can see. You really can see it. I mean, you
can.
I think there's a lot of debate over this. Frankly, Android tries to do it a little differently and not as well. I think this magnifying glass, which is Apple's innovation on this, is probably the best way to do it. I think it's probably better than doing it with arrow, keys.
This is classic Apple saying, we know what you want more than you do.
If you want arrow keys, get a Windows 7 tablet.
This is, or I guess you could do a keyboard plug or some sort of external keyboard.
Well, yes, if you had a Bluetooth keyboard. Now, actually, this I don't know. I have the Bluetooth keyboard, and I've never tried this. But can you use the arrow? I don't think so. You can't just use the arrow keys to arrow around. I don't think so.
I did look for some virtual keyboards for you, Chuck. And there's some stuff in the App Store, but there wasn't anything I found that I was comfortable recommending. A lot of one-star reviews and a lot of stuff that looked kind of junky. And I think you have to just get used to that magnifying glass.
I find it fine. Chet Pot in our chat room, by the way, says that the arrow keys do work on the keyboard if you use a real keyboard. So that would be the alternatives. Get a Bluetooth keyboard. That's probably app-specific.
Leo, you're familiar, of course, with the app Square.
I have it on here, and I got an update this morning.
Yeah, Square did just give an update. It's a nice update that provides some features for iPhones and iPads, but the iPad update added shelving options if you are a Square user. Of course, Square is the sort of tender alternative to credit card. It's
a little credit card reader that goes in the audio port of your iPad. And then you can swipe credit cards, and they have a great little it's not so little, it's an iPad app that lets you charge things.
Yeah,
I carry it around with me in case anybody wants to give me money.
Yeah, in fact, I set up a little virtual store for myself if I wanted to buy wine, for example.
Are you selling anything?
No, well, because I'm not a merchant, so I kind of had to make it up. But I've got an account here. I also have a dongle. I noticed that you've got the old one too. We got
a newer dongle?
Early. No, I have the older one because it's thicker.
Is there a newer one?
The dongles are actually a little bit slimmer now, which actually makes them easier to
pocket,
to lose.
Oh.
But yeah, easier to pocket as well. So yeah, you have item libraries. You've got a variety of ways to kind of manage your money. But this is really good for merchants. If you click on the link in our doc, Square has introduced something called tabs. Now it's not tabs like you would think.
Here, give me your credit card. Let's just see how well this works.
No way. Kidding me? I'm already in the hole. I got the creditors calling me every 5 minutes.
I'll give myself some money.
But go to squareup.com/cardcase.
This is kind of cool.
Yeah. So it's not tabs like you think of in a browser. It's tabs as in open a tab at the bar. So if you're a merchant, you can sign up to become a part of this program. And if you're a customer, you can see on the left-hand side Smitten Ice Cream, which actually just opened right down the street from where I live. Oh, yeah, it's real. It's a nitro ice cream. They make it with, it's great. I don't even know.
So I just swiped my credit card so I can enter them out. Let's give myself $5.
Okay.
Right? And I'm going to add that. So there's an item. You could specify the item if you want, but you don't have to.
You can specify the item.
And then I'm going to charge it. This is so cool. It is now authorizing my credit card. and it's going to. I am paying Leo Laporte $5.
Now, of course, you're not usually going to pay yourself, but if you had swiped my credit card, that would be the way that I could maybe pay you back for lunch that you bought me, type of a thing.
And you sign it on there.
Yeah.
And this is so cool because you can have your receipt sent to your mobile phone number.
Exactly.
I'll do that actually, and I'll show you in a second because that's one of the nicest things is these.
That's
great
actually
receipts.
one of the cool things about tabs is that when you are, let's say that I am a regular customer at Smitten Ice Cream, which is one of the newest.
I love the name, Smitten.
Yeah, well, Smitten. You'd be smitten with your ice cream if you ever had it. It's delicious.
Right.
Let's say I went there regularly. What I could do is set up a tab for myself. So every time I go there. We don't even have to swipe my credit card or anything. And Square actually almost takes the dongle out of the equation completely.
And it just
they
says, "I already
just
have a
charge me
tab."
based on my name because they've got my name in their database, and then I get my my receipt emailed to me, and I pay off my tab. It's just kind of like you do when you open a tab anywhere.
Here's my receipt on my cell phone. I texted I sent the receipt. Texted
you
the
really
receipt.
just pay yourself
You paid
$5.
Leo Laporte $5. Here's the receipt, and I can click that. Reply with APP to get a free Square card reader. So this is all free. They'll actually send it to you, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I apologize for doing this on an Android phone, by the way.
It's all right.
Please forgive me.
It's okay.
Well, you can see it's not working, so that's.
We're not Android haters on the show. In fact, a lot of people who have Android phones also have iPads. So
This
is.
There you go. And Square works.
We're not sort of like iOS high horse.
This is the thing. This is the thing I like about the receipt, and you get this in the email too. It actually has a map of where you paid this, so you could see exactly where the $5 was charged to you. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is just fantastic. I really love it.
As we move towards the next generation of payments, but there's so many services rolling out now. Google Wallet and Square is doing really well.
Very exciting.
Square, I have to say, they really were the first as far as kind of shaking up this industry and giving people new ways to make payments.
And now the tabs. So have you got a tab set up at Smitten?
No, I actually don't go there that often because I'd be 400 pounds. But it is really good ice cream. If anyone ever comes to San Francisco, go to Smitten Ice Cream. You will thank me later, I promise.
Here, this hipster's going to Smitten Ice Cream. Yeah.
That's Sightglass Coffee.
Oh, is that another San Francisco thing?
Yeah, that's where Jack Dorsey's he's
Oh, I think it is.
set up his.
He lives there?
Well, he doesn't live at the coffee shop, but he's sort of.
Hi, I'm a hipster and I'd like to have a cup of coffee, but I don't have any money. Can I please put that on my phone?
Wow, that was a little easy.
Hipsters don't always have colds,
They all talk like that. I'm a hipster and I talk like that. So Brad just paid.
You're so not hipster.
I'd like a cappuccino, please. Sure.
I really like Sightglass Coffee, but man, their coffee's expensive. It's more expensive than Blue Bottle.
So this is interesting. So they're using an iPad as their point of sale terminal. Mm-hmm. Wow, that is really interesting.
That's the thing with Square. It's like, and it's sort of like PayPal. So if you're a business, Square will get a little bit of a cut of your transactions.
But all credit card companies do
it's
slightly more than a normal merchant account, but not much. Now look,
the convenience factor is amazing.
They've put this thing on a little stand, so she's swiping it there, and they've got a special iPad stand. She's going to flip it. Look at that, so she can sign. Yeah, that is awesome.
It's the awesomest thing. Now at Sightglass, let's say you go there once a day. It's like it's not even. You don't need. Yeah, just open up a tab because you know that you're not going to even need your credit card because they'll just know you.
Well, I'm a hipster and I'm going to be here every day. Can I open a tab?
Exactly. It makes it that much easier for me to buy a $4.50 cup of coffee. All right, Leo.
Is it better than Blue Bottle?
It's not better. It's just as good. It's just different. Coffee wars. It's kind of crazy in San Francisco right now. Blue Bottle is pretty good. But Phil's is still my favorite. Are you ready for your present?
Yes, I'm actually. You're going to give me a gift?
I'm going to give you a gift. This is actually made by a company called blackheartcases.com.
Yes. And it has the Prussian, that is wild.
Isn't that great? It's a leather iPad case.
Wow, for me?
Yeah, it's for you.
So this is kind of a takeoff on the iPad ad that had it in a manila envelope.
Yeah.
It's like a manila envelope.
It's really beautiful.
Leather.
Now, I have a little surprise.
Thank you.
I've got the same one.
Yeah.
Well,
but yours doesn't have
the cool
the
one.
Why does it have the Prussian
It's just cool.
eagle on it?
It's
Is this a Kickstarter project? It says head over to Kickstarter.
It is a Kickstarter project, although it's only a Kickstarter project for
so I could just slide this right in here.
But here's the best part.
Yeah.
In the little sleeve here up at the top.
Show us what that is here. Hold that up.
Oh.
You get a little stand.
You get so.
Wait
Here's
a
the
minute.
sleeve
I got one
on the
here. Wait a
inside.
minute. I got. Let me.
You've got one. You know, and you know what this is?
It's a mustache.
It's a handlebar Harry.
I should have the white one, really, though.
I know. You want it?
I'll pay the rent. No, I'll pay the rent. What? No, I'd like this one.
Okay,
So this
good.
is a stand, right? Let me see how this works
It's
here.
a stand. So you just, what you have to do is, let me take off my other stand.
Yeah, I could do it here. Let's see. So it goes like that, and then what? It goes in here. Oh, look.
Yeah.
It falls right over.
Well, no, because see where the little grooves are
Yeah.
on the inside? You have to
Yeah.
make sure that it's hitting those inside grooves, and then it'll stay up all nice.
Oh.
No, you're going the wrong way. Other way. Oh my gosh, Leo.
Wait a minute. It's supposed to hit those grooves.
Yeah, but you're going the wrong way. You have to go the other way. You turn it around. There you go. There you go. Hit the grooves. No. There you go.
Like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
You're okay.
It's a little floppy.
You're okay. Well, the you can hear the people in the next room going, "Whoa!"
Not to look a gift leather pouch in the mouth.
No,
But
this is actually.
I like my Archon stand. This is the stand we use on the show, and this thing is.
I just got.
Yes, you
You know, we there's so many cases. We don't really talk about them, but I have to
This
give
is
it
cool.
up.
I
have
like
to give
this.
it up to something
Because it
This
comes
is
with a
like-
mustache.
It's also really nice craftsmanship.
No, thank you. That's very nice.
Yeah.
I
Well, don't
appreciate
thank
that.
me. Thank Gustavo. He's the one who made them.
So he hand makes these?
Yeah. Isn't that
That's
neat?
probably why it has a little black heart on it.
He has a black heart and these little. Got these little. You know, I don't know what they're called.
How much are these?
I don't know actually.
Let's check.
Let's go to
This is
blackheartcases.com.
Heartcases.com.
Yeah.
And they make iPhone skins.
Yeah. It's like they also make iPad skins just for the back, which I guess would work for
Dunkley?
people who
No,
use
that's
smart
Shopify.
covers.
That's not bad. $35.
Yeah. Well, that's for the skin.
Yeah. Well, that's what we have, isn't it?
No, we have the envelope cases.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah. If you go to the catalog.
This is the catalog.
Oh.
Maybe they don't offer that yet.
Oh.
This is brand new.
Well, maybe that's why he's doing a
This
Kickstarter
is the Kickstarter.
project.
This is the brand new Kickstarter.
Oh, cool.
So if you want to know more, head over to see these. They haven't made these yet. We've got the prototype.
Wow.
We've got now, folks. If you want the leather envelope and mustache case stand, you've got to kick in some dough.
Oh, I didn't even realize
only
how
17
lucky we are to
well,
have these.
This is why we've got to get everybody to. He's only got 32 hours from the time of this show. Oh, no wonder he has a mustache.
Well, he's
in
a
there.
mustache guy.
He's a mustache guy. That's Gustavo.
Isn't that a great name?
I love that
Gustavo.
name. And he looks like a Gustavo.
He does, yeah. He's nice. Yeah, this is actually a cute video. You know, there are so many people who work really hard to make unique things.
This is neat. So if you go to
I
Kickstarter
love
and
that
you
whole
search
Etsy
for
thing.
Gustavo Pastre, Pastre, you can pledge. And then I presume that if you pledge a certain amount, yes, $15, you'll get the mustache stand. $65, you'll get the envelope.
Nice.
Yeah, but he needs a few more people to make this happen.
Yeah, he does.
He's only about a third of the way there with just a little bit over a day to go. So everybody get over there.
There are so many now that it's
You have to
hard
go
to you can't back them all.
I'm thrilled because we kind of have a special one of a kind.
We do.
Thing.
Well, I like your eagle too. It's
I
neat.
love that.
Well, just you kind of seem like you could get on a Harley and sell it now.
But isn't that? I'm
If
trying
you've
to
got
think of
that
what that
envelope
is.
stand.
It's a phoenix? But isn't that the Prussian?
I thought
these.
it was like an eagle.
He actually.
I know. Yeah,
he's hand tooling.
he's hardcore. Look at this.
Look at this. Gustavo, thank you so much.
These are the sorts of things that I appreciate because I'm never going to do this.
Right.
So I like the fact that people put so much effort into
And I'm
to
sorry
making
I
one of a
mocked-
kinds.
I mocked his mustache.
I don't think he mocked it.
I mocked it a little.
I mean, it's a mustache iPad stand. What else are you going to do? It's kind of.
I
it's
like
for-
you,
it's
Gustavo.
for-
I want you to
it's-
succeed.
It's for a giggle.
It's a grin.
Anyway, so that's our case of the week. We don't do one every week, but I thought, these are pretty cool. They
Case
smell
of the
like
week.
leather. They look like manila envelopes, and you get a mustache stand. So
And they're very beautiful. They
Yeah,
really are. And
it's
I love
neat.
them. And it's kind of like them in, you do the wrap.
You gotta,
I like it. I will use
for
that.
the
I'll
little
tell you, when I
guys.
pack the iPad, that's what I'm going to use because it's padded. It's nice.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, this portion of iPad Today is brought to you by our friends at Slingbox.
I love them.
We are big fans of Slingbox. Slingbox is that great device that you set up in your home, to attach it to your home theater, whether it's your satellite or box or your cable box, your DVR, your Blu-ray player, all of that, and then you attach that to your internet. And all of a sudden, you are mobile. You could take your home theater system with you wherever you go. You don't have to pay extra for special services. You're not limited to certain channels. Everything you could watch at home, you can watch. And they have a great iPad app, the Sling Player mobile app. We're watching CNN now, and it's high def. It's streaming. This is streaming over the internet from the home theater system, which is fantastic. So if, maybe CNN isn't what you would watch. We might want to watch the local news, the local game. Perhaps you missed your soap. You have full access to the DVR as well. So this is a dish system, so I can connect up to the DVR on it and see what's been recorded on my DVR and go back in time. I have to say, Slingbox is just fantastic. Now, the person who was watching the news is now not happy with me, but I can see what's on my DVR recordings and so forth. So here's the deal. Go to Amazon, go to Best Buy, or go to slingbox.com to find out more. Slingbox, it really does change how you watch TV, and now with the new iPad app, you are set. Slingbox, SLINGBOX.com. We love them. We thank them so much for their support of iPad Today and all of our shows because they support our breaking news coverage as well. In fact, they're going to be our sponsor for the WWDC, which is coming up on Monday. Apple sent out a press release saying Steve Jobs will be speaking, and they'll be talking about Lion, the new operating system for desktops, iOS 5, which is for the iPad, and also iCloud. And I can't wait to find out because I imagine the iPad will be a big part of the iCloud.
Do you think iCloud will be the new Mobile Me bundled in with other syncing options? I think so too.
In fact, we just heard today that Apple has now signed the fourth and final major music
label. Which was Universal, I think, which was the hardest.
So that means that they will be, I suspect, we can already do this with Google's music, that I suspect what will happen is that all the iTunes music you've ever purchased will be available without downloading for streaming on your iPad and your iPod and your iPhone. But there will be other features, too. In fact, it could be very significant for the iPad because one of the problems right now when you use iWork, use the Pages application is that you can't, the files just kind of don't exist outside of Pages. You have to sync it up. And I suspect that's what's going to happen. iCloud will be Dropbox from Apple for the iPad, and all apps will immediately support it, and that'll really give you a centralized file storage for your iPad.
Well, that's what Mobile Me has always lacked. It's like it works okay for a few things, but it's not Dropbox, and Dropbox is free, and Mobile Me is $100 a year.
Right. Well, they did update the iWork apps, including Pages, Keynote, and Numbers. In fact, now they have a remote for the iPad.
Yeah. In fact, Tom Costello had sent us a video a few weeks ago and said, I've got good news. Yeah. He said, in the video, I stated that it would be great if the Keynote remote app worked on the iPhone so you could control a Keynote presentation on the iPad. You couldn't until yesterday. Apple updated Keynote on the iPad.
Isn't that great?
And now presentations can be controlled via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth by the Keynote remote app. So if you've got one of each, you're golden. Unless you've got an Android phone.
They also made it iPhone compatible now, so it's a universal app. So if you've already purchased it on the iPad, go download it on your iPhone, and now you can use your iPhone to control the Keynote on your iPad. I think that's great. Yeah,
they're pretty. It's like Apple's eventually just going to make everything remote friendly. So if you've got one or the other,
can but hope.
Yes. That's why where they're moving anyway.
I was taken off guard by his email a few weeks ago because I thought, well, for sure you can do that. And no, you couldn't.
No.
Yeah, I was surprised.
But you can now. So Apple obviously listened to you, Tom. Thank you for changing their minds. We got a voicemail from, well, we don't know who it's from. It's anonymous, but not a hacker
Hey,
anonymous.
Leo. Great show. By the way, Leo was talking about the problem getting the print edition of the Wall Street Journal and to get the digital. What you can do is suspend the print edition. You'd still have access to the digital, and you can go up to 24 months and cancel or suspend the print edition. That way
that's
you'll save some trees. Take care. Bye.
So it still costs you the same, But at least
But
you're
you
not
don't
killing a
have
tree.
to waste print version that
Right.
you just don't want. And you figure, I mean, if you can suspend the print version for up to 24 months, hopefully they'll have this all figured out.
Maybe by then.
We've got
Maybe
2
by
years. We've got 2 years for them to work out
I have to
how
say,
not to print papers.
the Wall Street Journal on the iPad really has become, in many ways, my newspaper. You can now get our local paper, the San Francisco Chronicle, on the iPad, too. And I think, I just can't see killing trees now.
You know, we actually haven't talked about the Wall Street Journal iPad app, at least at any length on the show
It's
before.
great.
And you're really happy with it?
Well,
'Cause
I'm
I
a
haven't played around with it too much.
I'm a subscriber, right?
Yeah.
So that means
So you get it anyway.
I get it, and I get the full thing. I can go to the front section, and you can. This is the paper. You see, it's loading every time I load it. It loads, the version that I haven't seen yet.
Okay.
I just think that they've done a very nice job. It's very much like. I mean, doesn't that look like the paper?
Yeah, it doesn't look any different,
Yeah.
in fact,
Yeah.
which I think, although, I mean, I guess if you click on a certain article, it'll bring it all front.
Yeah, it's pretty similar. I mean, if if you're a reader, you know exactly what's going on. You can now purchase individual issues.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a nice feature, and go back in time. And so this is pretty nice. I think they've done a very nice job. Yeah, you just tap an article, the full article shows up.
I think you tapped it too much.
It's
There you go.
It's taking me some time, I guess. I'm not sure what happened. Hello.
I don't know. You just wanted to show off.
Oh, I'm getting the video.
Oh, it was a video
I
that
guess
was
so.
related.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't that
That's
fun?
interesting. Yeah. So
Wall
I'm
Street
done with
Journal
that.
TV.
Oh, I see what happened. I did tap
Oh,
twice, and then I accidentally
got
tapped
it.
the video in there.
Yeah, but you get the full article.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, that is something that the newspaper version, you just can't do that. You only
No.
get one.
Right.
You get one layout, so this is already nicer.
You can also, zoom in on images and so forth. I think they've done a really nice job.
I like the way, I was going to say retro, but it's not retro at all. It's just newspaper-y.
Yeah,
It's-
it's Rupert Murdoch. Figure he's not going to change things too much.
Yeah. But that's,
You
for
can go by section.
for if you're a Wall Street Journal reader and you like you enjoy the experience, then you're not necessarily going to want something totally different for the
Right.
iPad anyway.
Right. Past issues are there and so forth. You can go back in time. Save articles.
Well, Anonymous, thanks for the tip.
Yeah.
Suspend if you don't want the print version, but you're paying, but you
You won't save money, but you'll save trees.
You will. And unless for some reason you want that print version, suspend. You get 24 months. Next voicemail from Ty. Ty wants due dates.
Hi, this is Ty from Bar Harbor, Maine. I was looking for a program, something like Evernote, that actually has due dates. I get very frustrated because Evernote does everything I want, except it can't remind me when I have a task that's due. Just thought I'd get your help. Thanks so much.
He's in other words, he's trying to use Evernote as a to-do list.
I think, and I know that a lot of you will write in with some good ideas of your own, but I think, Ty, if you've never heard of a service called Remember the Milk,
Oh, I love Remember the
it's
Milk.
going to be your godsend.
I
Or your
discovered
Buddha send, or whatever.
I was the first person in the world to use Remember the Milk.
I don't think that's true.
I discovered it.
Really?
Many years ago.
Did you found the
No,
company?
But I
'Cause
found.
they probably used it before
I
you.
found them. It was originally just a web-based
Exactly.
to-do list, but a very good one.
It syncs with a variety of services,
Yep.
which is I think, Ty, what would be most helpful to you is it's not like some outside service that you have to remember to fill in when you've got to do something. I mean, it'll work with calendars that you're already using, email accounts that you're already in. It'll show up on the edge of Gmail, for example, or Outlook. And not only can you assign tasks, but you can assign due dates. You can assign reminders.
Notes, appointments, phone calls.
Yeah.
These are all tabs
Sync your contacts.
I've created. It has very simple keystroke. It has data entry. It has tags. It of course supports iCal or any calendar that supports iCal events,
Right.
Which is pretty much every calendar, including Google. But now they have an iPad app.
Now they have
I
an
think that's
iPad
huge.
app. And that's actually pretty new. I think May 11th was when it was released. I just had a chance to download it this morning because I didn't realize that they had an iPad app. But what's great about that is that it's not limited to your iPad either, because you have an account that will sync whether you access it via a web browser, your iPad app, an iPhone app, or if you're using Remember the Milk within one of the services that you use regularly.
And just Ty, this will give you what you want, which is due dates.
In fact, it's a better solution than Evernote.
Absolutely.
For if you're actually more calendar organizational based.
Yep.
Evernote is good for, I guess it's almost more like a scrapbooky type of a feel.
I mean, I use it like crazy, and you could use it for a to-do list, but I don't think it's ideal for that.
This is more of a calendar type approach. RememberTheMilk.com is where you can find a lot more information. And, of course, the link to the iPad app is there, too. But it's awesome.
You may need, I don't know, I should check, you may need a pro account for the iPad app, and that's $25 a year.
No. No? I downloaded the iPad app without... Okay. There might be some there are some features that you won't get in the free version, and one of those is it's escaping me right now, but yeah, it's good stuff. Remember the milk. Definitely check it out. We want to hear from you all. We like to feature as many of your emails, voicemails, videos in every show as possible. You can email us at iPadtoday@twit.tv. Appreciate those. You can leave us a voicemail at 757-504-IPAD or 4723. Or for extra points, send us a video. We just don't want to download any attachments. So if you do send a video, try to upload it somewhere and
YouTube,
send us the link.
That's fine.
Try to keep it to 30 seconds or less, and we will feature you as much as possible.
Thank you so much. Did you say 30 Rock?
I said 30 seconds.
Oh, okay, because I love 30.
30
I
Rock,
love
actually.
30 Rock.
So do I. Tina Fey is the funniest woman.
I have
ever.
She is so great.
I know. I love. I don't think anyone doesn't have a crush on her.
No, I love her. And Alec Baldwin. I have a man crush on him.
I just started following him on Twitter.
He's a god.
Yes, he is.
And he knows it. And I watch it on Netflix, and that's one of the things I love about Netflix. Netflix, of course, as we all know, I think everybody knows about Netflix DVD by mail service, where you create a queue of movies you want to see. Only 237 movies in my queue. I get 5 at a time. You can get anywhere from 1 to 8 at a time. And when I finished a movie, I mail it back, and they mail me the next movie on my queue. There's no late fees. You keep it as long as you want. In fact, as you can see here, I've had The Painted Veil since January. I guess I should watch that movie.
Why is it even in your queue?
You know why?
Why?
Watch Instantly has now completely supplanted my DVD queue. I watch everything
in my house too.
Online because you get it instantly. You don't have to wait for anything to come in the mail. Look, Parks and Rec is now on. I haven't been watching that, but this is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So these are all movies.
It's the impulse rent.
It's impulse, and it's not a rent because it's $7.99 a month, and you can watch it as much as you want. Which that's about the cost of one video on demand from your cable company.
Totally.
And there are tens of thousands of movies here. So,
like Naked Ambition.
Wow, I didn't know.
I didn't actually want you to click on that. But
okay, well, it's only 2 stars, so I'm not going to watch it.
No, we're more 3 and up star people.
I have been watching 30 Rock. You see what I just watched? I'm kind of embarrassed to admit this. Joni Mitchell.
No, hold on a second. You were just talking yesterday that you found it very interesting.
It's a fantastic documentary.
So that's not embarrassing.
Well, it's kind of
you liked it.
A girl thing, but actually, I loved it. I love Joni Mitchell. I'm going to admit it. I love her music.
You're folky.
So this is the beauty of this: is you can watch anything you want when you want to watch it, and if you don't like it, you just skip it. Anyway, if you're not already a Netflix member, I know you all are, right?
I would guess most of our audience is already familiar with Netflix, but what if you want to gift it to somebody?
Well, that'd be great. Netflix does have gift certificates. Or you could tell, here's what you do. You're thinking about giving it to somebody for birthday or whatever. Say, hey, go, have you ever tried Netflix? Go to netflix.com/twit, and they could try it free for 30 days. And then if they say, hey, this is neat, say, well, don't buy it because I'm going to do you a favor. And you can give it to them as a gift certificate.
Yeah.
I love Netflix. I know you will too. Netflix.com/twit. Give it a try today. It's one of my favorite things in the world. It's the reason I have a computer. I've been a Netflix user since 2000.
Since the dawn of man.
Uh-oh, it must be AppCap time.
It's AppCap time. So that's
stall while I get my AppCap.
Well, so I was kind of trying to be a DJ just then. I'm not a good DJ at all. Don't have any idea how DJing actually works. However, I have heard enough buzz about a new app called djay, so that's DGAY, in the App Store.
Oh, people are talking about this like crazy.
Well, let's just give it a try. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm not as horrible as I think I am. So what I did here...
Henry wants me to buy one of the physical things of these, and I'm just going to give him the iPad app.
Oh my gosh, this is all he needs, I swear.
Yeah.
It is so cool. What I did was I loaded up on each turntable, I've loaded up 2 songs. And I've actually preloaded them because I didn't want to do too much stuff once we were actually live here. But if I play one side...
All right.
Just go ahead and play. Oh, do I have to load it up again? Okay, let me just do that. So I'll show you after all.
So these come
I've
from your
loaded up-
iTunes library. Oh,
Yeah.
look at this. Look at the record.
Isn't that the cutest?
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, so this is just whatever's in my music library, right? So I've got this song called Gold Mine playing on one side. Now let's say I want to load up, here's just another song. These are both free from the iTunes music store, so don't feel too bad. Now as you can see,
They don't go together.
They don't go together at all. It's like super discordant. But what if I go ahead and sync? Now all of a sudden, they're playing at the same level.
They're at the same beats per minute.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what that does is it...
Now you can crossfade back and forth.
Yeah, you can. You
Can you
also,
scratch? Oh!
See, and I don't know what I'm doing. Imagine
You
if I had any
definitely do
talent.
not know what you're doing.
Well, you don't either. Now, let's say
Oh, this is $20.
It's $20, yeah.
So don't buy it unless you really know what you're doing.
Well, no, I don't know. I mean, I think this is just kind of fun.
Sarah was so cute yesterday. She said, "Can I buy this as $20?" I said, "Yes, of course you can buy it."
I love this.
You
I mean,
probably want to pit songs that might go together.
But I made these songs go together.
Okay.
So you kind of... I mean, these are sort of weird
I'd probably use
examples.
dance music instead of ballads. Might be just a thought.
Well, you know what? You don't have much of an imagination, and I do. So that's just where we differ.
You're talking to a guy wearing a panda hat.
I can turn on and off my little record player
Little Miss
here.
Mountie.
Look at my record player. Don't look at me. I'm just a park ranger after
So what is
all.
that? The red light? Oh, you
I
just
just
turned
turned it off. I just like how it really it mimics, you know, how an actual
Those are
record player
Techniques
would work.
turntables. I had that turntable.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a variety of settings, too. I mean, I'm just kind of being silly here. But if you're really serious about this stuff, I mean, the settings area is where you can make all sorts of changes depending on how you want things to work.
Let's put it this way: if you know who you are, if you are the person who would use this is great. It's very impressive.
I actually I was having a lot of fun with 2 songs that admittedly do not go together at all. But it's still fun. It's a good time. You know, you can turn them off.
Techniques. Those are so great. That is
I love
really
it.
nicely done. I'm going to get that for Henry.
This is actually, all kidding aside, I do have a few friends who are kind of like into
DJs?
the DJ
Yeah,
scene.
yeah.
They moonlight as DJs. And all of them have said, "Wow,
It's
this
amazing.
app DJ is
It's truly
for
amazing.
$20." I mean, it's almost like you have access to
Right.
really expensive equipment.
Oh yeah, these are hundreds.
It's easy to
hundreds of
use. It's
dollars.
very intuitive, and you can actually make something kind of fun and have a good time with very little skill. Or you can, it's almost like Squarespace. You know, it's like you can have
It's a
no skill
Squarespace
at
of
all,
DJ
or you
apps.
can customize it as much as possible.
Right.
So there you go.
And
DJ,
it looks good.
DGAY.
I kind of gave away what my next, what my pick, my app cap is. How you like that, by the way?
Is it a panda hat that gave away your next app cap?
No.
I actually really like that. It looks a little like it needs to be washed.
Is it a little yellow?
It's just a little dingy.
Yeah,
You've got a dingy
I wore it to the
panda on
ball
your
game.
head. Oh, is that why?
It's from the Giants game.
Was
I
there
bought
a
it
dust storm that night?
I bought it at the ballpark. I wonder if I did this, does it look like I am a panda?
Yes, actually, that's
A talking panda?
A panda with a crooked mouth. Yeah, that's weird.
Anyway, I won't wear it like that. I'm
We're
going
about
to
to
talk about
rob
this.
somebody.
This is a game. I can't see a thing, so it's not good for robbing people.
No,
Because those are my eyes there.
but it's good. You know, if you're a Pablo Sandoval fan, you get yourself a panda hat.
You're a Giants fan.
Well, we all know this.
This is Pablo Sandoval that we call him Panda.
Yeah.
So a lot of people in the chat room have been yelling at me each and every week as I show my app cap saying, "Order in chaos! Order in chaos!"
Well, why are they yelling?
Because they want me
the
to
chaos
show
side
this.
Of it. Okay.
So it's $7. There are in-game purchases, and you could end up spending quite a bit of money. But if you've ever played Warcraft, Order in Chaos is basically a Warcraft-style game.
Look at that customer review. Just say goodbye to your family and job right now.
That pretty much
4
says it all.
stars.
Yeah, that pretty much says it all. It is basically Warcraft or Warcraft-style game. Now, Gameloft does great games for the iPad. Look, if you'd hand me the musical instrument thing there, the plug, I can let people know what this sounds like by plugging it in here. We're loading up the game, or you have to sign up for an account ahead of time. And actually, one of the reasons I didn't review this is because it took me a while to figure out how to do this. I'm going to log in. I'm Chief Twit, by the way, in case anybody wants to play me. You got to love the music, right? Already, it's very heroic.
Yeah.
There's my character. I'm
feeling optimistic.
I'm a mage in the Arcadian forest.
Are you a skeleton?
Well, I'm undead. Yeah.
Okay.
Try changing quest to find the one that's closest. So, first of all, you immediately see it looks just like Warcraft. There's the chat room that's going on right now. I mean, it looks exactly like Warcraft. Controls are here. You can find out more about your character here. That kind of stuff. The real issue is going to be, well, how easy is it for me to move around or do stuff? And that's, of course, a challenge on a touch screen. You don't have a mouse. You've got a virtual joystick here, which, by the way, shows up wherever you tap. So that's kind of handy. That lets you move. And you swipe to change point of view. So that actually works pretty well. You can jump by touching the boot icon. And if, like me, you are a mage, you can use fireball spells or your spell, whatever spell you want to do that, right? I guess I can't target him because he's a player. But you get the idea. I guess I can go into a land where there is something to shoot at. You get quests. You wander around. It is a massive environment. Yeah, I can shoot at this thing. It's a massive... I don't want to shoot a wolf. I like wolves.
White girl's calling you a cheater.
Somebody's shooting at me. Uh-oh. Did I make somebody mad?
Somebody's shooting at you.
I made somebody mad.
Tanned land.
Here we go. I'll
Might
shoot
as well
that
be called
thing.
Danger
Okay, so
Land.
watch. I can shoot a fireball at this guy. Wham! Now he's mad at me. Because I'm supposed to, so now we got to fight.
All right.
It's an escape board. They're not supposed to be there right now. So, and the same thing, you have combat battles, you have quests, you talk to people. Come on, just die, won't you? I don't want to die again. Oh, good. Okay, now once I've killed him, I can pick up whatever he was holding by just tapping on him. I'm saying this because if anybody's played these games, they know these are all kinds of things that you need to do. And so that gives you the idea. You could talk, there's somebody else playing. This is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game. These are real players out here. Let's go find a quest and I can show you. We can read that. See, these are places you can go. It's nicely implemented. Yes, it works pretty well on the iPad, and I think that review is accurate. If these kinds of games are your cup of tea, you will find this absolutely as engaging as a World of Warcraft, and probably just as much of a time sink.
Well, for $7, obviously people are happy with it.
Right now, as I said, they're in-game. Oh, this is another nice feature. You can play your own music. So this has access to the music from the
I should record my DJ session so that you can play my really cool DJ session while you're playing Order and Chaos. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Oh.
Heavy on the chaos.
Please. I beg of you. So now I'm listening to Bach Laters.
This is so weird.
While I'm marching around.
This is an acid trip.
It is kind of strange, isn't it?
An iPad trip.
Yeah, iPad acid trip. Maybe that's not the best music.
Actually, it kind of works in a weird way.
Yeah,
it's like you're really on some sort of a classic quest.
It's a little strange.
Yeah,
isn't it?
It's strange.
I'll go back into town. See, there's other players. These are real players. Here's a non-player character. He's going to give me a quest. I tap the quest icon.
You just punch him in the gut?
There's a quest. No, I tapped his icon.
Oh.
So I'm going to go kill some wolves for him, and then I can either get a glove or... You've never played World of Warcraft, have you?
I know what it is, but no, I don't play it.
Yeah, so if you played it, you'd know what I'm doing.
I just wanted to know if you could punch him in the gut.
No, he's a non-player character. You can't do anything to him.
See, that's why I don't play games like this, because I just do stupid stuff like that.
Now, I guess you can do raiding and join groups. There's a wolf, so I have to get him. So I guess you can do all of that. I haven't gotten far enough. This is just basically the first level. But it looks pretty good. Anyway, that's not very expensive. And I think a pretty nice implementation for the iPad. Order and Chaos Online. And that is my app cap for today. If you're looking for that kind of game, I think pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Order
nicely-
Chaos.
nicely
$7.
implemented.
Gameloft folks made it.
And as I said, you will end up spending. There's lots of you buy runes, so there's in-app purchases. You know, it's that mojo thing. You buy gold or runes.
Oh, yeah. You've got a knack for finding these games
man,
that
they'll eat you
seem
alive.
so affordable,
Yeah.
and then you get hooked, and then
Well, you don't have to buy rune.
You lose your life savings, but only if you want to.
You don't have to buy runes.
I mean, you might be very rich, and the money is burning a hole in your wallet.
Absolutely.
So that happens.
It's either pay
every day.
you or buy more runes.
Right. And
I could pay you
I
in
think your
runes.
choice is obvious. No, I actually just like cash. Cash works for me. Put that square card away. So that's it for us, Leo.
Well, not quite.
Well, we were going to say goodbye and then play the video.
All right, because we have a video of the week we're going to play.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. We had iPad case of the week, and now we have video of the week. 2 things that we don't do every week.
But we're going to do it this week.
We're going to do it this
Don't
week.
forget to buy bricks, everybody. We have
That's right.
bricks for sale. Do you want a brick? I got a brick right here. Look at this.
Leo Laporte, Chief Twit.
This is the commemorative brick. You can buy a duplicate when you get the brick that we put up in the brick house, the new studios,
It's really
on
nice
the wall.
looking.
Yeah, I think this is quite nice. You can order. You don't have to, but you can order a copy for yourself. So what you'll get, it can say whatever you want. There's 2 lines of 15 characters. This is what we will get, and we'll put this on our wall of honor in the new studio, and you'll be helping us out. It's a big donation. I know they're $128, and we get most of that money, so that's nice. Thank you. And then for an additional amount, you can get, if you wish, you can get your own brick. We also have 8x8. You want to see the 8x8? I have an 8x8 here too. And the 8x8s can have a logo on it as well. So that's kind of cool. You can have a logo, your company logo, or somebody said, can I do POWMIA? Sure, whatever you want. These are the 8x8 bricks. They're a little more expensive. But if you go to bricks.twit.tv, you'll see it's not tax deductible because we're not a nonprofit. But what happened is we're spending a lot of money on that studio. And if you want to help out, we'd love to kind of honor you for doing so by giving you a brick on the wall.
It'd be cool. You can come visit, take a picture in front of your brick.
Yeah, it's neat.
It's going to be in the entryway where everyone can see it.
And, you know, we are getting a lot of donations from great companies like Restoration Hardware who have given us all the furniture that we're going to be using. You're going to get some nice stuff for
our
your
news desk.
their news desks and everything. And we want to encourage everybody to visit Restoration Hardware. They have a great iPad app. And thank them, Restoration Hardware. We thank you for your donation of some great furniture to the Twit
Their
broadcast.
catalog is awesome right now. I'm so excited.
Oh, such great stuff. Let me see if I can find your news desks. Is there in here
Please
somewhere?
do. You told me it was like old fashioned or
Oh, this
looked
is this-
medieval.
Yeah,
And that
they're kind
scared
of
me
medieval.
a little bit.
Well, you've seen them, haven't you? They're over at the...
I haven't seen them. Every
this is
time I want to
summer.
go over there, no
Here
one's
it is.
around
It's
to let
in
me
here.
in.
Oh, let's go over right after the show. I'll take you.
I
You ever
can't.
been-
I have to do TNT.
Oh, you.
I know.
So there
I
it is.
know.
This is your news desk
Oh,
right
that's
here.
not medieval.
Well,
I like it though. It's awesome.
it's kind of medieval.
Well, we're not going to be able to hide wires, but it's cool looking.
Well, we got a way.
Yeah.
We've got a way to hide wires.
Oh, well, never mind then.
So, thank you for joining us on this episode 47? 48.
48, divisible by many numbers, including 3 and 12
Yes, indeed.
and 4
And we will be back next week. We do this show every Thursday at 1:30
p.m. Pacific. And that's it.
4:30
For
Eastern.
iPad today, we're going to play it out with the video of the week, which was sent by Mark Snape. It's hysterical, Mark. Thank you for sending. Until next time.
Bye-bye, everybody.
If you were awarded a Roman triumph, you paraded through the streets of Rome on a chariot. And you can read all about it in a book. That's right, a book. An exciting new Roman invention.
Intuitive, revolutionary. Ancient Rome is delighted to announce the launch of the all-new A-Book, the take-anywhere reading solution. A-Book is amazing. Up until now, the only way to get your poetry to the masses was by writing it down on long, awkward scrolls.
Or by shouting really loud!
Now, A-Book has changed all that. With new A-Book, you simply turn the page, using the unique turnable pages to reveal new information. And by writing data on both sides of the page, new A-Book holds more information in less space than anything that's gone before. What's more, the unique hardware and cover means your writing is safe from anything the Roman world might throw at it. Well, within reason. Incredibly clever, yet incredibly simple. A-Book is the new book that rewrites the book on writing books.
And coming soon from the makers of A-Book, another book.
Oh no, I just got used to using this one and now they're bringing another one out? Typical.